Welcome to another edition of the webinar series here at treeservicedigital.com. This is going to be a very important one called the Fall and Winter Marketing Formula for Tree Service Companies. And it's a kind of just a specialized training that goes over kind of what you need to pivot and do during the fall and winter months as search volume continues to slow increasingly, during the next few months. A lot of it's, holiday related, some of it's weather related, different things like that. So people have different priorities, and sometimes they're focused on holidays and travel and buying presents and coordinating Christmas and Thanksgiving, et cetera. You name it, it's endless, right? So just wanted to put this one on. We started doing this one last year, and it was our largest turnout of any online webinar because people are just curious as to, what can I do to pivot my budget instead of doing what I've been doing since February or March, and everything's been working great up until now. What can I do to pivot my budget or maybe put some more money or maybe reduce my budget overall, but put it into a place that might be more effective during these winter cold months? So glad you joined me today. Hopefully everybody's had enough Twix, Kit Kats, and Snickers bars from trick-or-treating last night. I know we've had a handful of those. Luckily, they're the small ones. So, as long as you only have one or two, you can't overeat those puppies. But if you have 10 or 15 of them, that's another story. But hopefully everybody had a good Halloween, good day after. So I'll go ahead and share my slides with you now, and we'll get right into the training. All right, so it appears everything is showing correctly here. And again, this is going to be the fall and winter marketing formula for 2024 and 2025. So you may have seen the one last year we did. This one's going to be similar with a lot of good tactics to pivot your marketing budget. And some of these things you can do yourself, or some of these things you might be doing a little bit of during the year, but it's more effective if you do more of it now going into these winter months coming up. So I want to go ahead and get into that with you and show you around there. So here's what we're going to cover today: how to pivot with your marketing budget and be more proactive than during the busy season, how to send out email newsletters and text message campaigns to your customer database, and also ringless voicemails, which is another option instead of text message, how to run Facebook ads to your local service area. So people around your office or where you service your customers, they see it on Facebook. How to run direct mail campaigns using every door direct mail. Now, we're not going to get into the nuts and bolts of how to put the whole thing together for the direct mail, but just a simple overview of what you need to be doing with that. And then also putting out yard signs. You're going to get longer exposure during the winter months because people don't cut their grass and do things in the yard as often as they do for 9 months out of the year, 8 months out of the year. So this is going to be a great time. You put a sign in there, it may stay up for a month or two. Whole lot better ROI than during the regular part of the year. So here's some of the problems that you encounter in your business during the fall and winter. Search volume online kind of tends to slow down a little bit, based on Google Trends and things that we've seen in the past. So a lot of times people are searching full blown during the year from spring, summer, kind of through the fall a little bit. And then they start slowing down a little bit with their search volume because maybe in your market, if you're halfway in the United States and north, it's going to get significantly colder. It's going to start snowing. So there's going to be different things people are thinking about than their tree service. So you may notice a slowdown in search volume and calls coming in. Also, another problem is just waiting around on the phone to ring or waiting on calls that just don't come in like they have the other part of the year. Another problem could be is relying on third-party lead generation companies like Angie or Thumbtack or something like that. So what we go through with our clients is the digital dominance method. And if you've seen any of our other videos or webinar trainings, you've probably already seen this wheel that kind of goes through everything you can be doing online and offline to really grow your tree service business strategically and methodically. And predictably, because all of these things work together. Because A, you're generating leads and phone calls, but B, you're also branding your company to where people remember you and want to continue to call you over and over again. So number one, your foundation there is your website and your SEO, right? You want to start with that. Number two are paid ads, so just running Google ads, Nextdoor ads, Bing ads. Number three, retargeting all these people that have seen you before online on your website or social media. We're going to retarget those people over and over so they continue to see you like a digital billboard. Number four, paid online directories. So these are some of the things with third-party companies you can do. Number five, repeat and referral business, which is mostly comprised of email, text marketing, ringless voicemail marketing. Number six, pay per lead. which are some of the things that go along with the paid online directories. Number seven, social media ads. You can run lead generation campaigns on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, different places like that. Number eight, you could offer a referral program to your current customers, basically incentivizing them to send their neighbors or friends or family over to your tree service business for a free estimate. And if they do over $1,000 worth of work, for example, you'll incentivize them with a gift card of $100 or something like that. Number nine, last but not least, direct mail. Very effective for saturating local zip codes in your target area to really brand your company, get people calling you. So that's kind of everything you could be doing online and offline to really strategically grow your tree service business. But different times of the year, different things may work a little bit better. So you may be asking yourself, why us? Maybe this is one of the first trainings or webinars you've seen by me and Tree Service Digital. Well, Tree Service Digital is a marketing agency specializing in the tree service niche. We don't work with any other companies. We have a team of 17 highly trained marketing professionals, 7 years in business, just in the tree service niche with over 100 tree service clients as of this presentation. And we care about growing your business, branding your company, helping you be the best known tree service company in your area. That's really the key. And who am I and why should you listen to me? Well, I've been in internet marketing space for over 10 years now. Need to, edit that typo there. It's more like 12 to 13 years now. I'm the author of the book, How to Win with Internet Marketing for Tree Service Contractors. Right here, you'll see the image. If you want a free copy, just reply back to one of these email invites we sent you for the webinar. I'm happy to send you a free book in the mail, shipped to your office address or home address, or wherever you want that copy. We specialize in tree service contractor internet marketing, expert web development and digital marketing team here at Tree Service Digital. And we've worked with hundreds of tree service contractors across the United States and a few in Canada. And we know what works to generate a flood of new business for tree service companies. And you can get results like this. If you go to our website, treeservicedigital.com, and you navigate over in the menu to the testimonials page, you'll see all of these video testimonials, written testimonials that we have helping tree service companies really grow their business. So Hampton with Clean Cuts Trees in Utah, at Tree Service Digital, it seems like they have a full grasp on the tree service marketing side for the internet. We've seen an increase in sales since we started with them. Our online presence is a lot more professional. I would highly recommend them, just not in my area. And that's a common thing we hear from people. And then Dylan with Ace Tree Service. Tree Service Digital has really come through with their promise and watched my rankings climb to #1 in the local maps on Google. Other marketing companies have overpromised and underdelivered. I can't say enough good things about Tree Service Digital. If you are on the fence about it, I promise you'll be happy with them. Thanks so much, Dylan and Hampton. So here's my goals for you guys today. Discover how to market your tree service business effectively, even during the winter months, by being more proactive rather than reactive. Which methods to use for the best results. And number three, see for yourself how this works and how to get this implemented in your business quickly or as fast as you want to. So again, this is going to be the Tree Service Winter Marketing Formula in 2024 and 2025. So method number one is a biggie. So you may have been using a tool like Arbor Gold, Single Ops, Jobber, Arbostar. There's a variety of those online CRMs and business operation tools that you may use. And if you've got a list of your customers, that is super, super valuable, especially going into the winter months, right? You can use it all year long, which we recommend and suggest, but it's even more pronounced during these 3 to 4 months of wintertime, where it slows down just a little bit. So number one thing you could be doing under the customer-based marketing is sending out email newsletters or just emails to your customer database. So your list of contacts, generally you have an email address where you've sent over the estimates or sent over the invoices, et cetera, and communicate with your clients. That email, you want to also send educational email newsletters to your customers monthly to stay top of mind with them. And you can do this with outside tools. Of course, our program comes with a CRM tool that we can use to send out these emails for you on your behalf. And it comes from your email address. It's completely branding your company. But other tools you can use outside of that would be like MailChimp, Constant Contact, and then there's a few other ones too, email tools. So that's under the customer-based marketing. So number one would be email newsletters. And these are a couple examples, 4 ways to care for your trees during the winter. Nice educational email. Somebody may be interested in that, reading that verbiage. And so you have that, maybe that leads to a blog article or some sort of like case study write-up you have on your website. And they read further on your website which also helps with your SEO and different things like that. But the email reminds them that you're here. And then also you can put a special offer, special discount, and one client, they want to offer a free cord of firewood with any tree service, right? Or a flat 10% off if you give them a review on Google, or a flat 15% off for police and military officials. So there's different incentives that you can offer with your emails, and you can customize it as much as you want. You can have any type of offer, incentive, discount that you want. Whatever you can dream up, you can put it on the email and really market your business that way. Method number one under the customer database marketing. Number two would be texting offers to your customer database. So in that same list of customers that you have, generally speaking, you have a phone number. Now, if it's a landline phone or somebody's office phone or something like that, it's probably not going to receive text messages. But if it's a cell phone, it will. And these are going to be highly, highly valuable, because what happens is text message marketing is generally a 98 to 99% open rate. So even if they don't really read through it, what's going to happen is every day when they go to their phone, dozen times a day, and they're looking in their text messages, they're going to see your text message right there at the top of their list for a good week or two, until a bunch of other text messages from other people kind of bury it and move it down the line. So you're going to get more visibility out of those text messages. Emails, you get a lot of visibility too, but generally speaking, a lot of people get a ton of emails, so sometimes it'll move down faster. And with a text, A, it's got 98, 99% open rate, and then B, it'll sit in their inbox for text messages for quite some time before it moves out of sight. So it's really valuable for that. A lot of impressions, a lot of people see this. So you could offer them some sort of incentive. Again, we appreciate your past business. Here's your 25% off coupon for tree services over $1,000. Call our company today. Reply stop to unsubscribe. So that's another thing you can do. Very, very, it works very, very well. So method number two is going to be Facebook ads. Everybody really ages probably 30 something up to 50 something are going to be on Facebook almost every day. And the demographics are insane of users on Facebook. There's billions of users, but here in the United States, and more importantly, your market, probably 75% of your friends and family and neighbors all use it. So it's one of those things where even if you don't like Facebook or you don't agree with their methods or whatever the case may be, it's still a very valuable place to have your business showcased and showed up to. All the leads are not going to be awesome leads, but you're going to get a ton of awareness. You're going to get some business off of it, and it really makes sense to do it because it's really not that expensive when you compare it to other marketing channels. So you can also push out these types of text offer incentives and stuff like that on Facebook. So you can do it to your local community, and they're all sitting on Facebook scrolling every day anyway. If they're going to be sitting there super glued to Facebook and looking on Facebook all the time, hey, we might as well put something in front of their face where they see your company over and over again. It works. So if you have an enticing reason to give your company a call, so maybe like call now for 25% off winter tree services, right? Something like that. Those always help and they work. So here's a couple of examples. We have some that we run with a nice little 5-star image there, or a video ad. Homeowners, don't fall for cut rate uninsured tree service companies, especially if you're trying to promote that, like, we're on the up and up. We have, we're licensed and insured, and we're not just the discount tree service company. If you want to market yourself that way, where you kind of get your price, you're known as like a local professional, then you need to have some good verbiage on there, good imagery. Your Facebook page needs to be optimized pretty well. And then also either have a call now button or usually a form they fill out. These days is probably working the most effectively. So this really helps. This gets people looking at your company, seeing your company, and if they need something, they're generally going to call you because they've seen you, right? And so a couple other examples of Facebook ads, like this one offered a 10% off tree service for the next month. Book before the end of the month, get your 10% off coupon. This is on tree trimming or tree removal services. This is a national franchise here. Some Facebook ads for these guys, and same type thing. You want to make sure that you got an offer or some sort of incentive to get people to give you a call. That really works the best if you're going to be doing it on Facebook. Make sure this is still, yep, looking good there. Okay. All right, moving on to method number 3, direct mail. So maybe during the most of the part of the year, the larger part of the year, February, March through maybe October, November, you had plenty of work coming in, things were going well. maybe now it's starting to slow down a little bit. So direct mail is another thing you can do to push your brand, push your business out to the local community, whether they are searching for tree service or whether they're not searching for tree service. But they're going to get your message, they're going to get your branding, they're going to see your logo, they're going to see your trucks, they're going to see your crew, and it's going to help them kind of make that decision to give you a call if they have been thinking about getting some tree service work done. And you can incentivize people, for example, hey, get 10% off or 15% off fall tree trimming and pruning. It's a great time to prune and trim your trees as the leaves fall. We have more visibility and the work is a little easier. You can put a little angle on it like that. You can put an example like winter specials or discounts for specific services. And I forgot to mention, guys, if you have any questions, type them in the question and answer or the chat box. Happy to answer questions periodically as we go through this. This is not going to be a very terribly long webinar training today. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Or if you're watching this on YouTube later, you can also just add a comment on the YouTube video or on the podcast, and happy to come back and answer those questions for you. So just wanted to offer that for you. But yeah, direct mail is very effective. You can either do postcards, you can do flyers like the 8x11 flyer, or postcards, depending on what size you have, what budget you want to do, and that type of thing. So direct mail, some of the things that work pretty well is, our crew is servicing your area in the upcoming weeks. Now is a great time to address any potentially dangerous trees or just get on the schedule because we're already going to be in the neighborhood anyway. That type of angle is pretty good. And then you could take advantage of our fall savings, right? This client offered a senior veteran discount, another tracking number. Also, you want to put a tracking number on there because that way you know that these people called off your mail piece, right? You kind of know generally what your ROI is going to be if you got a tracking number on there and you know where the call came from. Another awesome, thing you can do is put a QR code on the direct mail piece. And that way people with a cell phone, when they get it in the mail, they can literally like pull out their camera app and hover over it and take a picture of it, and they can click on your website link and then open it up. So some people would, prefer to do that than they would do something else. So Michael has a quick question here. Thanks for the question, Michael. I'm brand new in this business. How can I jumpstart the business without breaking my bank investing into marketing yet? Great question. I've got a video on YouTube. One of our recent trainings is what to do when you're a tree service startup, how to put your budget and market effectively on there. It's on the YouTube channel, but I'll also address it coming up in a few slides from now. Direct mail is good too. If you want to do every door direct mail, you can just do whatever budget allows. 500 a week, you can send out 300 a week mailers. They're generally, if you do it yourself, you probably can get them done for 20 cents, 30 cents a piece. And that's with printed out, that's with, stamps and everything else. So 300 of those a week would be roughly, maybe $100 a week. If you could stomach that and do it yourself and do it, that's a good angle, direct mail. And then also I'll show you coming up another option. So these are some other direct mail pieces that you can do. And just basically examples of different direct mail pieces. Method number 4, and Michael, this kind of addresses your question too, is, what's the budget for other things like that? So then you could also say, well, you could put some of your budget into yard signs. There's a couple of companies, I know of one, which yard signs are great for this too, because in the wintertime, people are just not doing lawn maintenance quite as much. So when you put these signs out, they're going to stick. They're going to stay for sometimes 4 to 6 weeks before anybody goes around and picks them up, right? And so if you're going to put them in major intersections or things like that, just be careful for local sign ordinances. That is a thing. Some places don't care. They don't enforce it. So those would probably be a better fit. But signs work because they get tons of impressions every day. People are driving by these signs. If the neighborhood has 100, 200, 500 houses in it and it's in somebody's yard, they're going to see it all the time. So don't overlook yard signs. They're very good and they're budget friendly as well. So there's a company called dirtcheapsigns.com. And basically they have yard signs you can get, just, logo, tree service, phone number, maybe website address, and put those puppies out. But they have a program for 100 signs and 100 stakes, printed, shipped, everything to you for around $300, I believe, $350. So that's very good as a monthly budget for signs. So 100 signs a month, maybe some direct mail pieces per month, and different things like that. So these are great ideas. A couple of different, visible yard signs. You could put something like this together, like logo, what services you do, call now, tree service, and then your phone number, very, very large. You don't want people to have to get a set of binoculars to see the phone number, right? That's a no-no. You want to make sure people can see it from a long way away. Here's another example, just kind of rearranged just a tad, put the BBB logo on this one. But website address, phone number really big, logo, so very visible. The point you want to try to get across is tree service, right? Best rates, free estimates, just something that's going to be catchy where people do give you a call. This is a very good thing for startup businesses for sure. Here's a couple of optional things you can do during the wintertime as well if you want to keep your digital going as well. So some things you want to continue doing during the winter months to keep moving and getting lead flow, but only certain things really. So your website is something that's an online asset for years and years and years to come. And the longer it sits online and the longer you create content such as blog articles and case studies or job descriptions, whatever the kind of cadence you're doing there, typically a good blog page where you're updating new articles monthly, and then maybe case studies of like recent jobs and kind of how you took care of the job, pictures of the job, things like that are great, helpful content updates on your website. So the longer you do that, the better off you're going to be with SEO and really showing up online. So that's really one of the best things you want to continue to do is website. And you may could slow it down a little bit in the wintertime if you wanted to, where you do less of it, but just keep doing it because it keeps you relevant. So when the spring gets there, you're still plastered and super glued to the number one position and getting a lot of calls coming in. And then also focus on continuing to get reviews on your Google business profile. Super, super important. Then you're going to be ready, whenever the spring hits, you're still going to be relevant. You're still going to be, ranked online, and you didn't take a, break all winter time. The next thing is I would say keep your local service ads running. And here's why. So with Google Ads, the traditional Google pay-per-click ads, those are pay-per-click, right? And they work. They work well. But if you're concerned about budget during the wintertime because revenue is a little down and you want to keep all your guys busy and stuff like that, then I would suggest at least keeping on local service ads because these are only pay per call. So you can set a budget for $1,000 a month, 1,500 a month, whatever you want, even 600 a month, which would be like 150 a week. You have to put a weekly budget in the local service ads. But the thing with those is if you don't get any calls because search volume's slow, then hey, you haven't spent any money, right? If you don't get any calls, you don't get any clicks on your local service ad where it turns into a call or a text message lead, then you don't have to pay anything, right? So you can be willing to pay $1,000. Like let's say you set it for 250 a week, but then you only get, 15 calls that month. Maybe you only spent $400 instead of 1,000 that you were willing to spend. Well, that's fine. You were willing to spend more, but you didn't. And so you keep that open. You never know if a storm comes through or something and a bunch of trees fall. You want to have your ad sitting there ready for those people to give you a call. So these are some of the things I would say keep going in the winter, which is your website hosting, your SEO maintenance to make sure you stay relevant in the wintertime. And also that way you're still front and center whenever the spring gets here. And then also your local service ads. I feel like is a very good place to continue to, have that going in. Does this all make sense? If you have any questions, again, type them in there. Michael, so I would suggest, direct mail on a lower budget, maybe a couple hundred flyers a week you could send out. You could even also just put out flyers door to door. That may be the most economical solution for you at this point. And then yard signs, so for 500-600 bucks a month, you got a budget right there. Don't overlook getting a website done, even if it's a minimum viable product. Get your Google business profile verified on the map. So you at least got your map listing and your foundation so that now you can go get reviews on there because those 5-star reviews really build up and help you show on Google higher than the competition. You got to focus on getting more reviews. So hopefully that answers your question there with some of those tactics, but these are what we find work the best during the wintertime. If you have any questions, type them in now. If you're on YouTube later, type it in the comments section. Happy to come back and answer those anytime. But this is pretty much how you do it. This is one of the things you want to do. So a lot of times people are staying busy through the wintertime because they push some of their work out or they have contract work, golf course maintenance, municipality tree work, power line tree trimming, things like that they do during the wintertime. And they'll do that through November through February, for example. But if you're not, then you may want to still, market for these residential and commercial customers. And the best ways to do that are to pivot your budget and make sure you're pushing your marketing message out there as opposed to just waiting on the phone to ring, because sometimes it does slow down a little bit and there's gaps. So we just want to make sure we're staying proactive with all that. So if you guys have any questions or you want to talk about your business, We offer a free online marketing plan overview, and this can be kind of a custom to your whole digital marketing program. Or we can kind of pivot and just talk about your winter marketing formula, kind of what that would look like. We got a couple different programs for our tree service clients. So you can always call our office at 770-637-3707. You can go to our website, treeservicedigital.com, and there's a box there you can fill out and request a actually if you fill out the get an appointment form, there's it'll redirect you right to our calendar and you can just book it right there. And happy to go over your business and all that. Anonymous attendee says, will you be sending the video to our email? I would like to rewatch it. Yes, we will be sending out the replay. So thanks for your question there. We should have it the next day or two, or it might be first of the week when we send it out. But yes, there will be a replay of this and we will send it out. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, again, it's a no pressure, program overview. We get on Zoom, take a look at your business, see where you're at, where you want to go, put together a plan, go over a couple different program options, and you guys can either move forward with it or do this and implement it yourself. Either way, these tactics do work even during the wintertime, and we've seen them work very well for a number of our clients over the years. So hopefully you got some value out of this. Again, if you're on the podcast or if you're on YouTube later watching this, like and subscribe to our channel. We got plenty more of these coming up and interviews with experts in the tree care industry that I think you're going to love. So after going over all this, if you have any questions, shoot us an email, go to our website, treeservicedigital.com, and we will see you on the next one. Have a great weekend, everybody.